everyone, this is Will with Frazer. I'm our Manufacturing Engineering Supervisor, and I'm typically the one that's handling a lot of the behind the scenes projects that we have on the production line. So today I wanted to introduce you to a new exciting addition to our operations. This is SanDeE. So SanDeE is our new Gray Matter robot, which will be taking over some of our paint prep operations. So right now, it's a very manual, time-intensive, labor-intensive operation where we have multiple operators with electric sanders, pneumatic sanders going all around our units to sand the units to prepare for paint. And then for our remount units, like this unit you see behind me here, on these remounts, we want to give the customer essentially a brand new paint job. So when we're bringing in these remounts, we'll sand off all of the existing paint down to bare aluminum, and then we'll prep that aluminum for a new paint job, just like it would be with a new E unit going through our production lines. One of the biggest things we found on the remounts is if you go ask anyone in our paint department what is the toughest job to do, they'll tell you it is sanding the paint off of a remount. It's a really labor-intensive job. It's not the most ergonomic job that we have here. So this is really one of the physically most demanding jobs that we have here at Frazer. And so the fact that we can have this robot take over a lot of that work has been a really big thing for our team. When we're in here in the cell, we set up the scan profiles. It'll take about 10 minutes to scan the overall module. Here on the end of the robot, this robotic arm sits on a rail, which travels up and down so it can reach the entire length of the module. And then at the end of the robot, what we call the end effector, this is where we have the cameras and scanning equipment. And then we also have the sanding pad right here. So this force module is controlling the amount of force that the sanding pad is putting on the module. And then here at the end, we have a brush seal and a vacuum system that'll capture all the dust and everything that's coming off as we're sanding. And then down at the very end, this is where we actually have the sanding pad that is doing the work. So this is what's actually going to be going up against the module and sanding all of the paint off or sanding the bare aluminum to prep the module. And so now what you'll see since we started the cycle, the robot will do its scanning process. So in this process, the robot's physically scanning the entire module to get the profile of the module. And then once it does that scanning process, the robot will be able to program itself based on the data that it receives from this scan. So this scanning process takes a few minutes, so it'll go through and gather all that data. And then over on the user interface, you'll be able to see where it's actually creating the path for the sanding. And so now that the robot's completed its planning cycle, this is when it starts actually sanding on the unit. It used to take 2 to 3 operators. It would take them about 2 full days to sand down a remount and get it ready to go into the paint booth. And now we can do about 80% of the units sanded in about 1 day. So that's a huge savings for us. During that time, those operators, we can reallocate them and they can go be sanding a new unit for the next day or taping off another unit, getting it ready to put into the booth. So that's really where we're seeing the savings with this new sanding robot now. So really excited to have it in here, have it installed, and have it operated.